Welcome to this night's evening event on the exciting subject of open innovation. It's a new concept for some of us, and I hope this evening we will find out exactly what it means to different companies. And we have a very exciting lineup this evening from different areas of industry to give us their perspective on the different ways different industries are using this exciting concept. Just to welcome you to this event on behalf of the Coalition for Innovation and Employment and Development. Some of you may have heard of the coalition before. Just one sentence on it. It's essentially a cross-sectorial, cross-industry group that really champions the role of innovation in terms of economic sustainable development. And you may have been aware that they are arranging a number of events in the Geneva area. So one of the plugs that I have for you is that if you want to be informed of those events, or you want to have a copy of the presentations for this evening, please fill in your name. Some of you I know have already done so, but please fill in your name. Now, to make the presentations flow quite dynamically, I will introduce Konji, but then the other speakers will introduce themselves. So that's the housekeeping things out the way. We are delighted to have Konji Sebati from WIPO, who's here this evening. Konji used to be the ambassador for South Africa. She is a medical doctor, but has also worked in industry. So incredible broad brush of experiences. We're delighted now to call her forward and to open tonight's event. Konji.
That was very unkind of you, Andrew, to leave it all standing up there so everybody can see what height I reach. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on behalf of WIPO. I'm delighted to be here to share this evening with you. I'm not the expert, of course, as you know. I'm just here to make some opening remarks and really to share with you a little bit of what we are doing at WIPO. As you know, WIPO is the leading intergovernmental forum for addressing the interface between intellectual property, innovation, and global policy issues. And three major areas of concern are the knowledge gap and digital divide, public health and access to medicines, and innovative responses to climate change. WIPO has a significant focus on these three areas, and I'm very pleased that tonight we are joined by experts from the private sector in each of these realms. Professor Wim van Haverbeck, did I do it right? I've been practicing for the last 10 minutes. One of the leading thinkers and commentators on the subject of open innovation will be joined by other prominent speakers on the panel to tell us more on this new business models. One of WIPO's main objectives is to be responsive to the call that the stimulants of and fruits of innovation be more widely available to and within developing countries. As WIPO and other organizations seek out ways to facilitate innovation and the sharing of knowledge, the concepts of open innovation are becoming more and more popular. Exclusivity, which was once the hallmark of property, is becoming less and less of a commercial focus. And open innovation platforms are becoming the way of the future. Let us look back a little at history and what has brought about this paradigm shift. The old logic for commercial enterprise was hire the best and the brightest people, pay them well, retain them, and let them bring the company industry dominance. In order to bring new products and services to market, they must be discovered and developed in-house. The thinking behind was that the products from within closed doors would be original and therefore obtain a monopoly and the highest market share. It was considered that the high spending on research and development would lead to the greatest number of good, original ideas. It was also thought that the company itself should drive downstream services such as production, marketing, distribution, servicing, etc. Fierce intellectual property protection was essential to protect the high investment and the market share of new products. This logic created a cycle whereby companies invested more and more internal R&D. Indeed leading to many breakthrough discoveries and bringing to market new products and services, increased sales, profits, etc. The model worked for a while, all right. However, in the last decade or more, several factors began to erode this method of innovation. Smart, experienced, and skilled people became quite mobile because they were approached and poached by other companies. And in the words of Bill Joy, the co-founder of Sun Microsystems, who once said, "No matter who you are, most of the smartest people work for somebody else." Departing employees took all of their know-how to their new employers. And it became clear that knowledge was no longer proprietary to a company. It resided in the employees, in the suppliers and customers and competitors and universities. If companies do not use the knowledge they have, someone else will. Venture capital companies started mushrooming up and giving the big companies a run for their lives. Instead of one company single-handedly managing research, development, financing, etc., it became more effective and efficient for some or all of these stages to be shared or outsourced among several entities. Although discussion on the potential of such collaboration dates back at least to the 60s, the term open innovation has really gained currency in the last decade, since Professor Henry Chesbrough published the book Open Innovation, The New Imperative for Creating and Profiting from Technology. And this is what he said: open innovation is a paradigm that assumes that firms can and should use external ideas as well as internal ideas, and internal and external ways to market and advance their technology. I think open innovation, or as some people cast it more broadly, connected innovation, is here to stay. To hone in further on its potential, let me talk for a moment about two particular initiatives in the public health arena. Much as it is acknowledged that intellectual property has an important role to play in stimulating innovation in healthcare products, for developing countries and the least developed countries with limited financial and technical capacities, IP is not enough in itself. These countries require base-level open innovation and collaboration models and platforms to satisfy their needs. One initiative that was launched in 2009 was a partnership between GlaxoSmithKline, GSK, Anilim, and BioVentures for global health, an open access, open innovation initiative, as they call it, that aims at motivating innovative and efficient drug discovery and development by opening access to intellectual property and know-how in neglected tropical disease research for the world's least developed countries. By adopting a more accessible approach to intellectual property, the pool facilitates access to compounds and technologies, and most importantly, industrial know-how for organizations that want to conduct research on treatments for these neglected diseases. The ultimate goal is to help accelerate the pace of further drug development and increase the probability of finding effective remedies to these life-threatening illnesses more quickly. In May 2010, the Technology Innovation Agency, TIA, from South Africa, became the first government agency to join the pool, with the aim of stimulating the country's capacity to develop effective therapies for diseases as tuberculosis and malaria. The main challenge, of course, that remains with this platform is that it doesn't address the problem of production capacity. Another initiative is the Unit 8 patent pool, established to boost the availability of new and more patient-friendly, for example, fixed-dose formulations and pediatric formulations in HIV and AIDS medicines for people in developing countries. It does so through a collective management structure for medicine patents that will be licensed to entities on favorable terms. Another potential institution in the open innovation value chain. These are just two examples of initiatives that have been made possible from a mindset of open innovation. WIPO is in discussion with both of these projects. At WIPO, we are always looking at ways to nurture innovation capacity and distribute technology, and we therefore are very supportive of the open innovation movement. Being such an advocate, it is therefore a great pleasure to be here and to listen to the speakers who will follow after this and who will contribute to what I hope will be an innovative and collaborative evening. Thank you for listening.